It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Gabi Korn. We're here in Yad Mordechai in Israel. And Gabi, you are, I think, the youngest 80-year-old I've ever met. It's amazing. You were born in Poland.
I born in Poland.
Could you tell us a little bit about your family and how you landed up, thank God, coming to Israel?
If you see that I'm smiling all the time, it's because that I don't want the people around me, especially the family, the children, I don't want them to feel what I feel. I live it in myself, inside. It's very hard when I'm alone or when I'm talking for groups about the Second World War. So I feel very hard. And I don't want the people around me to feel even few percent as I feel. So I'm smiling all the time, I'm happy all the time, I'm making sport. Yeah, I was one of the group of the marathon running, you know, in Israel.
Amazing.
And I'm trying, because that we slowly we will go to my story. I swear to myself, when I was a child, so many people, they tried to help me to save my life, and they was really with all the heart they did it. So I swear to myself, you must live a normal life, and everything what you feel, put it in your heart, stay with it. Don't give the other people around you to feel bad, because it won't help you, it won't do good to you. And of course, the people around you, when they will see you, they think, oh, we must be very carefully and not to be too happy. And so I swear to myself, I am going to live normal life. I want a family. It was hard for me because I couldn't stand in close place. Family, it's close place. So it took me many years until that I married. But I have more children than any family here in kibbutz.
Really? Wow.
I got 5. There is another one that he got 5, but there was born twins. Mm-hmm. I got 5 children. He got 5 children. The other, it's maximum 4. And I married when I was 40.
You were 40? Wow.
Yeah. But my wife, she is very, very young. And we got 5 children, yeah. Today I have already, how do you call it?
Grandchildren?
Grandchildren, yeah. Not many, but it starts.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So Gabi, where were you born?
Now, I born in Poland. East Poland, in a little town called Przemyśl. It's by Krakow, very close to Krakow, very close to Auschwitz. In the town, the small town that I born, before the war, there was already 18,700 Jewish. Good group, really. There was a good town for the Jewish. They had the gymnasium. Well, everything what you want. There was a good town, not like many other in Poland. And my family, they was very famous in the town. Why? They was rich people. They had houses. They had a big, how do you call it, yard, jungle. But you know, they cut the trees to build houses, and so in Poland, it was very famous, the houses of wood. And they had a few factories. And agriculture, Adama.
The land.
Yeah, and the Polish people, they worked for them. So they was very famous. Now, my mother, she was a teacher in that gymnasium, and her father, my uncle, also was there. He was in the Umanut.
With the art.
Pictures.
Artist.
Yeah. Now, it helped me later that they was famous. Now, I must tell you something, that I born in the middle of the war.
In what year?
In the Second World War. I born in the end of October 1941. So I spent my first few years as a baby, the whole war. So I can't say that I remember, I know what happened to me after the war, and we will go back, but after the war, a few years after, people helped me to find who I am, who was my family, because that I lost all of them. I don't know what is family, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, I don't know. Only what is uncle, when I came to here, this kibbutz, because the sister of my mother, she was already here. So people helped me to find, and it wasn't hard for them, because that my parents, before that, when they tried to save my life, and for themselves also, so they wrote who I am and everything. Now, if you want,
did you have brothers and sisters?
No, they married before the war started, the Second World War. Because that they was rich people, and they have agriculture, and they make vegetables, so they have underground house, a room to keep the vegetables before they sell them. And at the war, when the German after a few days they finished with Poland, it was the place that they live, because the German they was looking for all the Jewish to take them away from the houses and to be in a ghetto, because if they want to take them to kill them, they are ready, they by the hand. Okay, go on the train. And so this was the place that my parents was, after that Poland was in the German hands. They spent there a few years. They married just before the war, and I believe that they was very optimistic people. Okay, the war in 2 years, and so it will be the end, the finish. So maybe we married. Maybe it's the time to make children.
Family.
So I born underground there in the October 43, 1943.
You were born in 43.
I born 41.
41,
Sorry,
41.
41. I born there and I spent there 1.5 years
And this was,
underground.
and your parents were hiding also underground?
Yeah, the Polish people that they was working for the family, they helped to get food. It was, I know that was very hard time. Now,
Because it's amazing, because
at the beginning,
they occupy, the war started in September the 1st in 39,
yeah.
and they occupied Poland very quickly.
At the beginning of 1940, they started to be there. That was the Polish woman. She was the woman to get food for the baby. She told me, she told the people, Jewish people, to tell me how was my first year, 2 years. Now, when I was 1 year and 2-3 months, that woman, if not that woman, I wasn't here to talk to you. She started to work hard on my family to take me away from there. She told them, look, many families, Jewish families, slowly, we don't see them anymore. The German took them in the train to Auschwitz. Only the end of 1941 start the killing of gas and all that. Until that, it was by shooting.
Yeah.
She started to talk them again and again and again. She told them, you see, in this town there are 3
Nuns.
Ken, there are 3
Monasteries.
yeah. One of them, they have a children house that they don't have parents,
Orphanage.
Polish, and those nuns,
Nuns.
it was very big house, not house.
It's a monastery.
Yeah, and they have they make for themselves the food. They have chazirim, pigs and tarnegolot and chickens, yeah, and vegetables. They did everything for themselves. The German took everything for the German soldiers. So the place where was with the chickens and they make for Jewish children a place that nobody can see. The other children, the Polish children, they was afraid, the nuns, that they will see them and maybe they will talk, and somebody, Germans, there was police Germans around, he will see, he will hear, and will find them. And she told them that she knows that they take Jewish children, few parents, Jewish parents, they brought them over there. They don't want money and nothing. They want to save the life. And after 2-3 months, my parents, they say, okay, please talk to the nuns. We will prepare everything and take our baby there. because she told them, if something will happen to you, the baby can't help himself. On the other hand, if you will put them there, maybe you can save his life, even if something will happen to you. And you know that all the time, more and more Jewish families, the German find them, the Polish in the little town sometimes talking about, and they take them, they kill them. Okay, in something like March, the beginning of April 1943, when I was 1.5 years old, the parents, they say to her, please talk to the nuns and take him. She talked to them. She came with a big sack, because many years ago the agricultural people, they was very primitive. She put there many clothes for children. Because she will get in, there was police, German over there, and Polish policemen. If they will ask, what are you coming here? She will tell them, there was clothes for the Polish children in here. But it was to put me, the child, 1.5 years old, to put inside. If I will cry, nobody will hear, and to take me there. She came in the evening, one day, one night, and she took me from the parents to put me in the over there, the nuns. And I was there from March, April 1943 until the end of the war, about 2 years and a little, 2 years, almost 2.5 years. Now, my parents, they prepare, how do you call, מסמכים. They put on me who I am, who is the family, everything what the family got in here, houses, ground, everything. And they say at the end, I don't know Polish, but the aunt here that by accident I got to here, she told me everything. They put it on me to get there. If who knows what the time will make to him, to this baby, so anybody can know who is his family, and in that no, how do you call מסמך?
It's like a list. They made a list.
Document. Okay,
like a document.
Yeah, document. My mother, she wrote about the aunt, her sister in Israel, if they won't stay alive, and I will be alive after the war, to get to that aunt that I have in Israel. I was a child, a little child, but it's written here. I will show you. It's written in Polish. When I come here, I gave it to my aunt. After that, I found that everything was an accident, but I got here, and she translate everything. It's written also that my mother, the father, they said that if they won't stay alive and I will stay alive, to go to find my aunt in Israel, They didn't say exactly where she is, but they give names and everything. And I was lucky. Somehow it took a long time. Somehow I got to here. Now
this is amazing that your parents thought that they did it.
Yeah. Now I was a child. I didn't. 1.5 years. They took me away from the parents to the aunt. I don't know how they looks. I don't know how the face of my parents.
You don't have any recollections?
Nothing. I was lucky that my aunt here. It took a long time and very hard until that I got here. I will tell a little. I was lucky that she have 4 pictures. One, it's my mother and father on the street. 2, the face, the passport picture, or how do you call it, portrait picture of my father and my mother, and 1 picture my grandfather and grandmother on the side of my mother. 4 pictures. If not those pictures, I didn't know how they are looking.
And your grandmother on your mother's side was Rappaport?
Yeah, she was in new name. She was married with children. So I will show you. This is on the street.
So we're just gonna go. This is your parent. This is the picture of your parents
in Poland, him before the war.
Before the war.
And here they are the parents. I haven't got any picture of myself. After the war, this is my first picture in my life.
Wow. So this is your mother and your father. And this is the first picture of you. How old were you in this picture?
Here about 4 years. Look, I was 1.5 years underground with the parents. 2 years with the nuns until the end of the war. Then they promised the parents, when the war will finish, they will take the children. I was the young one in over there, the group of the Jewish children. I was 1.5 years. I came there. There was 11 children. The old one, 12.5 years. The young, it was the girl, 5.5 years. And there was another girl, 12 years. 5.5 years and 12 years, there was guarantee on me, because as a baby, 2 years old, I can be a danger for the nuns, because somebody will see if I will want to.
You had a Brit Milah?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, my parents are so. I will tell you who was the family. I had Brit Milah and everything, officially, everything. It's written here. Now,
this is incredible. I'm just going to show the picture. The other little boy is the other
this
child.
Is my first picture in my life.
Kevin, you stand
here and about 4, and you can see.
And the other child, do you know who the other child was?
Look, this is when they finished the war. The war's finished. The end of it. The nuns, they promised the parents. Nobody know if the parents said they will stay alive or no. They will take all the children to the Bet Knesset.
To the synagogue.
Yeah. And over there is the first thing that the Jewish did, Beit Yetomim. children without parents. And they took all of us, and this is over there, and my first picture. I am without hair because, no. The war was with many bad things.
Like lice and
and the first thing that all the children, all the 12 that we came to the synagogue, first thing, they cut our hair. Because they was afraid that we will be sick or so. And it's the first time that I smiling.
Gabi, I have to ask you, what is your first recollection? What do you remember? Do you remember anything?
I remember when I was 2 years and a little more, 2.5 years, I start to remember. I remember the nuns.
You remember the nuns?
Yeah, I remember I was running around because it was the first time that I was free to learn how to walk, how to run. I did underground, I couldn't see it. I couldn't do it. And over there, and they put the two girls to look on me all the time, not that they was afraid that I will make a danger for themselves. They save life of the Jewish. The Germans, they killed if some of them they found it in a minute. Now I want to be back, to go back a little. I am already the nuns. At the night, that Polish woman took me.
Do you know the name of the Polish woman?
She is not alive anymore. And I was once in Poland to visit when I was bigger, and I found her, and 2 years later she died.
Do you remember her name?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I want back. Okay, she put me in a safe place. 2 weeks later, there was a Jewish family, and I can't say something bad on they try to save the life of the children, the family. Jewish family that somebody from the Polish people told about them to the German. They try to save them own life of the family, and they told about the big family underground, my family. It's against the German חוק.
The law. The laws.
כן. So, of course, in a minute, they came, the German took all the family, and there was all the family except the sister of my mother, that she, in 1935, she went to Israel with the group, and they make the kibbutz. So all the family, grandfather, grandmother, uncles, parents, everybody.
Do you know when they were sent? Did they?
Now, I told you that it was a family very famous in the town. My grandfathers, 2 of them, there was rabbanim. Rabbis, both of them. And that's why the family was so famous. And because they was rich people, you know. So when the German put them on the train, it's a high school. The German, they took them immediately. on the train with many more Jewish, yes. Now, when they came to Auschwitz with the train, Auschwitz was also factory, and how call it that one that he saved the Jewish people when he was working for him, Schindler.
Oscar Schindler.
He had a factory there.
It was after Plaszow.
Yeah, and there was Jewish from that little town, Przemyśl, working for him. And they saw the train is coming, and by accident they saw it. And they saw my family. Everybody, they knew them. The rabbanim, the rich people, the teacher, they knew their family. And they knew what happened to them. Immediately to Auschwitz in a gas. Now, I lucky that I saw it. I didn't was lucky that I lost my family, but if they haven't seen them,
you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Now, after the war, when the nuns put us in a Jewish hands, of course, Jewish that they saved themselves and it was the finish of the war. Start to look who is from my family that also saved the life. Where they are going? To the big children house.
The orphanages.
And Bet Knesset. And slowly, everybody looking for somebody from themselves family. And they saw me, they saw the document. And they didn't know who I am. They knew that I born, but they didn't know that somebody helped me to save my life. They saw my family, all the family, and then they was very surprised to see a child. I was 3.5, 4 years old. Just to see you, you don't know Polish, and I don't know also. My aunt here, she translate to me.
What the document was. And they kept the document.
Yeah, on me. All the time it was on me. The nuns, I came to the nuns with that. They put it on me to the way to the Jewish place. Here is in Hebrew. It was for me, the aunt, and they said, if we don't, I having a glass here, if we don't stay alive and our child, Gabriel, nobody is calling here Gabriel, Gabi, and he will stay alive, please take him, send him to Israel, to his aunt. And they say who is her name. And they said, we have houses and so and so and so and so thing. We want 25% of it to give to the nuns. They save children life, and 75% for our child. But you know, Poland, nobody is getting, nobody gets his, how do you say, rechush.
It's
I haven't got nothing for me.
Not a thing.
Nothing, even cent, nothing. And
now they made a law that they...
I tried, I was trying, I spent a lot of money to give to the...
Like the lawyers.
Yeah, and Polish, Poland, as even today, in Israel, they're trying.
They're making it more difficult. Poland just
and they
don't
want to give nothing back. They said, everything what you want, go to the German. They took it. No, we didn't took it, but But the Polish people took the houses, the factories, everything. But they said only the German. German, they said, we don't have to pay for you about Poland. I don't care, I don't need that money. I try to do it for the nuns. Now, at the end of it, my grandfather, I told you, there was Rabbanim. My parents, they was like you. They was a kippah, but not they didn't was very
more modern.
Yeah, they was modern, yeah. But they said at the end of it, if we don't stay alive and our child will stay alive, we want him to be a rabbi.
Really?
But I couldn't do it. But first of all, I came to, in the time, I got to the kibbutz, and because my mind, I couldn't. I don't want to say why, because...
and Gabi, is this the original letter that your mother wrote?
This is, but this is the photos. Yeah.
And the
original in Australia in the museum.
In Melbourne or Sydney?
Yes, I think.
In the Holocaust
You
Museum.
can see two down. It's right in Polish.
That's
this
amazing.
Is in Polish. And here, my aunt, she did it for me.
I'm just going to go with this one here as well. This is incredible, Gabi, incredible.
And I am lucky about the pictures, you know. If not my aunt here,
1943.
so I couldn't know how was my parents looking.
And that's the only pictures that you have of your parents. These.
This was it.
It's amazing with this picture because your parents aren't looking at the camera. Your mother's looking down and your father's looking. Oh, it looks like he has. But these are incredible.
And I can know that my father was smoking.
You can see the cigarette. Yeah,
I don't like cigarettes. He was smoking.
Gabi, this is so precious. It's so precious.
I am lucky. If not, I couldn't know how they're looking. Okay, now, after the war, when I was with the children without parents, there was a family that they saw from this small town. They saw when the train came to Auschwitz with my parents. They knew the faces. He saw it, and then he think to himself, nobody will come to find him, to see him. All his family, they in Auschwitz. He saved his life because he was working in the Schindler factory. And when he came there, the German took him to work there. He was young. He was with his wife and the child 2.5 years old. The German killed his child immediately. And he and his wife, they start to work in a factory. Now, when he saw me, he knew that nobody will try to find me. He started to think to himself, I lost a child, a little bigger than him, because it was 2.5 years old, 1941, something like that, 40. And he started to think about take me officially like his son. It's taken him 1.5 years old, the time that I spent with the other children, and then he took me. He got his uncle in Israel was in the Histadrut, and before this מלחמת השחרור,
before the War of Independence,
there was not enough people in Israel. When United Nations, they will say this place is a Jewish Israeli country. Yeah. And all the Arab countries, they said nobody leave them alive, this Jewish. We don't want them here. The Muslims, they say. So in Israel, there was going around people from the it wasn't country still to tell the Jewish that they saved the life in the Second World War in Africa, in Europe, all around the world, to tell them, please go to Israel. This is our country. Over there, nobody can do it what the German did here. And he was uncle of this man, the family that they took me as a son. And by the way, before the end of the Second World War, it was here around 500,000 Jewish. In the war that we start, or the Arabs start with us, there was already 800,000 and 500. It means that more than 300,000 people they came here, and many of the people they got killed in the war.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gabi, do you remember the name of the person that took you?
The
person that took you, who was working in the Schindler's List. Do you remember the name of the family?
The family that took me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came with them. I was 1.5 years. I still visit them. They visit me like a family.
What's the name?
In a minute. When I was 1.5 years old with them. Now my aunt here, somehow, she in the end of 1947, at the beginning of 1948, before the war here, she met a woman, Polish woman, in a Vico Kenneth.
Kenneth is like a conference.
Yeah.
A conference.
Yeah. It was for Polish people. And somehow they start to talk this one and that one. They are from the same place, Przemyśl. That woman, she married my brother of my father, and they lost. They married at the beginning of the Second World War. She was with the German took her to work in a factory, and her husband was underground. By accident, they meet each other. They didn't know each other. The two women, that one from the kibbutz, my aunt, and that one that she married my uncle brother. Somehow, she came here. She also was in Schindler factories, you know. They talk, and then that woman from Poland told my aunt She didn't know that I'm alive. She knew that all the family killed. She told her, no, that baby is now in a family that they took me as a son. She gave her the names. If they will come to Israel, you just leave the name in Misrad Apnim, yeah, in one of the people. If they will come, they will tell you in the kibbutz, family this, that came, and maybe this is the child that you are looking. Now, we came here right after the war here. We came December 1948.
And you came with the family?
She didn't know. I came with the family as a new son, and they have another baby that born after the war.
What was the name of the family?
Now I say, Mandel, Henek Mandel. They live in Tel Aviv. When we came here, Ma'abara.
It was tents, like a tent camp.
Yeah. So at the beginning, we was there, and somehow one pakid,
one official,
called to Yad Mordechai, ask about my aunt. He say, there is family. When I was in that family, I asked them to leave my real name, the Korn, my name. So I had two names, Korn, Mandel. Now, that man told by phone that woman, my aunt, family this and that came here. It was before the end of 1948, December. Officially, my aunt came to the family, the new family I had. I was there 1.5 years already with them. And officially, they gave her me, because she is a real family, and she is only the one from that family. And I came in January 49 to Yad Mordechai. I was 7 years old. 1.5 years underground, 2 years with the ants, 1.5 years with a group of the children without parents, and then 1.5 years with that family. And I came to here, 7 years old, and they give me beautiful life.
Can I ask, how was